Hi there, I'm Namish Patel Owen, and you're listening to Live Your True Self, episode number 56. After 18 years doing corporate, in 2018 it became about doing me and doing what I love. It wasn't that long ago that I too felt stuck, lost, and asking myself, who am I anyway, and what's my purpose? Full of self-doubt, fear of failure, and confusion. Fast forward to this moment and you'll see a version of me that's true to myself. Calm, confident and clearer than ever before, inspired by Krishna's words in the Bhagavad Gita, one must deliver himself with the help of the mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So perspective is everything, and no matter where you find yourself on your spiritual journey, allow me to guide you to drop out of your head the busyness in your mind and drop into your heart, the sacred space that holds your beautiful soul, so that you too can awaken your true self and live life more meaningfully in this moment. Take a deep breath and listen on in. Hello, welcome back. How are you? I hope you are feeling well and all good with you. And if it's not, and you find yourself in a tricky patch, know that I'm sending you lots of love. If no one said it to you recently, I'm super proud of you for navigating through everything that is going on right now for you and showing up here for yourself and for your growth. So I am proud of you, and you should be proud of you too. So let's take a moment to do that. Take a deep breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, releasing any tension. And now simply say to yourself, I am proud of myself for how far I've come. I am proud of myself for how far I've come. Remind yourself of this often, no matter what. Don't wait for others to tell you, because if you're proud of yourself, it radiates and it is a much nicer energy to be in, and others will feel it and they are proud of you too, and they will share it. So you always get to be proud of yourself. And if I may, let me share a proud moment for me. It's been birthday week for me and Steve, and while it's been a bit different this year because we didn't spend as much time together for various reasons, which we normally would, if our birthday falls on a weekday, we like to take the day off and have an adult day together, doing whatever we fancy, which is lovely. But this year, because we didn't do that, I actually cherished the precious moments we did have together as a family to celebrate and mark another lap around the sun for each of us. So I'm feeling really proud of myself, because I think at another time I may have got a bit disheartened, and this year I didn't let our circumstances get in the way and we made the most of the time that we had together. So that is my proud moment. What is your proud moment? Like, you get to think about that and you get to always bring that to mind. So we're continuing our theme of mental health awareness, focusing on movement, moving more for our mental health, which resonates deeply with me, because if you know me, you know I'm all about movement, no matter what that is. And last week we talked about movement is movement, whether that's indoors or outdoors in nature, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, it doesn't matter. When you move your body, you move your mind. And when you move your mind, goodness always unfolds. We also discussed the number one thing that stops us from moving, whether that's physical movement or movement towards our goals and desires. And that number one thing that stops us is our minds. If you haven't listened to episode 55, The Power of Pausing and Noticing, be sure to check that out. Today is part 2, Normalising our thoughts and feelings without judgment. And next week, we'll delve into part 3, Empowering thoughts for more movement. So be sure to tune into that. There is so much goodness in here. But for today, let's focus on normalising. Brené Brown said, normalising our thoughts and emotions is about giving ourselves permission to be human. Here's what you need to know about normalising. For me, it means recognising it's okay to have a wide range of emotions and thoughts. In fact, research shows that we have around 60,000 thoughts every day about all the things. Yeah, 60,000. Some are helpful and some are unhelpful, and most are repetitive. It's like, if not 85, 90% are repetitive. So same thoughts as the previous day, for example. So there's lots to notice that's happening in our minds. And what's happening in our minds influences how we feel in our body and therefore how we show up in terms of what we do and also what we don't do. It's okay to have negative, or what I prefer to call is unhelpful thoughts. What matters is noticing them, which is what we talked about last week, and how we respond to them. So not just the fact that they're present in our minds, but actually how we respond to those thoughts. So it's totally normal for us to experience highs and lows, doubts, fears, and also moments of joy, excitement, and happiness and confidence. Normalising means accepting these experiences, the helpful and the unhelpful, without judgment or criticism. So we've talked about noticing and we've practiced that already. And if you're not noticing, let me just say, it's like you're sleepwalking or on autopilot, just doing all the doing. If you are noticing, you're conscious of your state of mind, where your brain is at, and what energy you're in. Being connected to our inner world helps us see and release unhelpful stories, and then in turn allow us to create new and empowering ones to help us move forward. And this literally rewires our brain to become who we truly want to be and become more conscious and intentional in how we show up. So notice the unhelpful thoughts, or what I like to call thought errors, and I would invite you to write them down if you can, because seeing them on paper helps become the observer of them, right? It might feel icky and uncomfortable and require vulnerability and honesty, but remember, you are the thinker, not your thoughts. What we're thinking is not who we are. They're just sentences in our brain that we currently believe, but we can totally question these thoughts. And I like to think of thought errors like one of my kiddos having a meltdown. and it was probably more so in their younger years. But it doesn't mean anything about them or anything about me. I don't love them any less. They don't love me any less. Yes, when they're having a meltdown, it's pretty frustrating, but they're just having a moment based on something that they're thinking, and that's okay. I know it will pass. Their brain is just having a mini wobble. That's it. Nothing has gone wrong. Similarly, our unhelpful thoughts will also pass once they're noticed and normalised. So we're human, and having thought errors or unhelpful thoughts is totally normal. And so this is all about normalising it, especially if we're growing and pushing the boundaries and doing things we haven't done before. You can absolutely expect meltdowns, and believe me, I have had meltdowns for myself, just like the kiddos, over the last few years, growing my business and doing this inner work for myself. But I know that I am in control of my mind versus my mind controlling me, right? I control my thoughts versus my thoughts controlling me. So why is normalising our thoughts and feelings important for mental health and particularly movement? Here's 7 reasons for you to consider. Number 1, it reduces self-judgment. Accepting that it's normal to have a wide range of emotions and thoughts reduces self-judgment and perhaps the harsh self-criticism that we may have. And this acceptance fosters a much more compassionate relationship with ourselves, which is essential for our mental health. Number 2, it enhances emotional resilience. By acknowledging the highs, lows, doubts, and fears as natural and a normal part of life, we become more resilient to them. We learn to navigate emotional tough times and setbacks without feeling overwhelmed and defeated by them. Number 3 promotes mindfulness and self-awareness. Normalising our internal experiences encourages mindfulness and our own self-awareness. We become more attuned to what is going on within, right? More attuned to our thoughts and feelings, which helps us respond rather than react to life circumstances and challenges. Number 4, it encourages healthy coping mechanisms. Understanding that everyone, each and every one of us, has unhelpful thoughts and emotional struggles enables us to develop healthier coping mechanisms. We're more likely to seek support, practice self-care, and use more intentional strategies to help us manage stress. Number 5, it facilitates professional growth. Normalising allows us to see our own thought patterns more clearly and without judgment. And by noticing and challenging or questioning our unhelpful thoughts, that in itself lessens the power of them, and we can then reframe our mindset to foster personal growth and movement. And this process is key to becoming the person that we aspire to be and becoming who we truly are. Number 6, it supports physical movement. Our mental state, which is what we've been talking about here, significantly impacts our physical activity, right? What we do and what we don't do. And when we normalise our thoughts and feelings, we remove any mental barriers that are preventing our progress and preventing us from the movement. And so accepting our internal experiences helps us stay motivated and engaged in physical activities, which, as we've said, is vital for mental health. And number 7, it improves our overall well-being. A balanced mental state promotes better physical health, improved relationships, and just a more meaningful way of being in this life. And by normalizing our thoughts and feelings, we create a foundation for a happier and healthier and more fulfilling world around us, which then radiates in terms of who we're being with the people that we interact with. So, normalizing our thoughts and feelings is essential because it really does help us cultivate a kinder and more resilient and intentional mindset. And this not only enhances our mental health, but it also encourages us to stay active and engaged and more intentional about everything that we do. A wise monk once said, accepting our thoughts and feelings as they are is the first step to transforming them. Accepting our thoughts and feelings as they are, so zero judgment, is the first step to transforming them. So here's how I would invite you to think about normalizing. Think of it as a form of self-care. And here are some breakdowns of it. Think of it as self-compassion. By accepting our emotions without thoughts and feelings without judgment, we treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend. And this reduces self-criticism and promotes a much healthier self-image and self-esteem. Think of it as emotional balance. Recognizing that it's okay to experience a wide range of emotions helps us maintain emotional balance. And this prevents us from getting stuck in negative thought patterns and promotes a more stable mood without going down a rabbit hole, which is essential for mental health. Think of it as mental clarity. When we accept our thoughts as normal and natural part of the human experience, we gain mental clarity. And this allows us to observe our thoughts without getting overwhelmed and, as I say, caught up in a rabbit hole because of them. And that helps us make better decisions and respond more intentionally to life's challenges and circumstances that we face. Think of it as stress reduction. Accepting our thoughts and feelings as normal reduces stress. Instead of wasting energy fighting or suppressing or indulging in our thoughts and emotions, we can use that energy to engage in the activities that we actually want to be doing that nourish our well-being and bring us health and happiness. Think of it as empowerment. Normalizing empowers us to take control of our mental health. And by acknowledging and understanding our thoughts, we can question unhelpful patterns and create more empowering ones. And this builds a mindset that supports our goals and our overall well-being and how we show up. And think of it as encouragement for movement. When we normalize our thoughts and feelings, we remove mental barriers to physical movement, whether that is movement in terms of our body or whether that's movement towards our goals and desires. Accepting our internal experiences helps us stay motivated and engaged in physical activities and taking actions which, as we have said, is vital for mental health, physical health, emotional health, and also spiritual health. So, this is how I would invite you to think about normalizing. Think about it as a powerful form of self-care. It nurtures our mental health, supports our emotional balance, reduces stress, and encourages a happier, healthier, and more active lifestyle. And by embracing this mindset, we create a foundation for lasting and sustainable well-being and personal growth, which I know you are here for. So let me share now how to normalize, because hopefully you are bought and sold into normalizing. And it's worth saying, I encourage you to find what feels good for you. There's no right or wrong way to normalize our thoughts. Keep it simple so you actually do it. Here's my 5-step process. Number 1, pause. Take a moment to stop whatever you're doing and pause. And this could be as a brief second or a longer break if you have more time. Number 2, breathe. Take a deep breath. As soon as you've paused, take a deep breath in through your nose, hold, and exhale through your mouth. Right? And I like to practice 4-4-8. So breathe in for 4, you pause at the top for 4, and you breathe out for 8. And that really is you signaling a deep breath, and you just become present. And it helps you calm your mind and bring your attention to the present moment and what you're experiencing. Number 3, notice. So once you've done that, and you might need to take a few deep breaths, you notice, observe what's going on in your mind. What thoughts are you having? Right? Observe what's going on in your body. How are you feeling? And you're simply noticing. You're not trying to change anything at this point. You're just noticing without judgment and without trying to change anything. Number 4, accept. And this is the biggie. Acknowledge that whatever thoughts and feelings that you have noticed that have come up are normal. They are totally normal part of the human experience. Just accept them, like give them a hug. And you might not be able to accept them straight away, but just acknowledge them as they are. Give them a hug. And remind yourself that it's okay to have a range of emotions and that they don't define you, right? You are you, no matter what you're thinking, no matter what you're feeling. Number 5, write. If you can, jot down your thoughts and feelings on a pen and paper, because seeing them on paper can help you understand and process them better as the observer. You get to create some distance between what you're thinking and what you're feeling to who you truly are. And remember, the goal is to develop a habit of pausing and noticing your internal state. And the more you practice, the easier it will become, I promise. It will become easier to manage your thoughts and feelings without being consumed by them, and therefore promoting better mental health and overall well-being. So the 5 steps are pause, breathe, notice, accept, and write. And to help you do step 5, to capture your thoughts, in fact, to help you do the whole process, I've put together a free PDF journal called The Thought Download Tool, Transforming Overthinking into Awareness. Just go to www.namishapatelowen.com and you'll find it in the freebie and resources section of my homepage. So it's a free PDF journal, a couple of pager that I've I've created for you where you can literally capture your thoughts, and I've put the process in there for you so that you have that template. So I'll pop the link in the show notes, so be sure to grab it. It is all yours, and it's such a great way to capture and organize your thoughts without judgment. So let's put this into practice in a short, inspiring meditation. Let me invite you to close your eyes if you can, to turn your attention inward, finding a comfortable position with your spine tall, shoulders relaxed, and your feet planted firmly on the ground. You can be sitting, lying down, or walking even, whatever feels good for you in this moment. Take a few deep breaths here, inhaling through your nose, pause at the top, and exhaling slowly through your mouth. And let's practice the 4-4-8 breathing. Repeat this 3 times, allowing your breath to anchor you in the present moment. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. 3, 4. Breathe out. Let it all go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. And a big sigh. Deep breath out through your mouth. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done, you. Now just let your breath follow its natural rhythm. And now gently bring your awareness to your body. Starting at the top of your head and slowly moving down. Notice any areas of tension or discomfort. Simply observe without trying to change anything. Notice the head, base, shoulders, arms, chest, belly, back. Notice your hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, your feet. And as you notice your body, take a moment to give thanks to it. And simply say, "Thank you, body." Now shift your focus to your mind. Notice the thoughts passing through. There might be many, there might be none, there might be a few. Either way, that's okay. Imagine each thought as a cloud in the sky, simply drifting by. You don't need to hold on to any of them. And as you watch and notice your thoughts, like clouds in the sky, remind yourself, I am the thinker, not my thoughts. I am the thinker, not my thoughts. Remind yourself, it's totally normal to have a range of thoughts and feelings. They are part of my human experience. It's totally normal to have a range of thoughts and feelings. They are part of my human experience. And by doing this, you're accepting them without judgment. If you notice any negative or unhelpful thoughts, gently acknowledge them and let them pass like clouds in the sky. Now tune into your emotions. How are you feeling? Whether you're feeling happy, sadness, fear, calm, excitement, know that all these feelings are natural. Say to yourself, I am allowed to feel this way. My feelings are valid and totally normal. I am allowed to feel this way. My feelings are valid and totally normal. And also remind yourself that you can feel all emotions. As you continue to breathe deeply, imagine a warm golden light filling your body. As you continue to breathe deeply, imagine a warm golden light filling your body. This light represents your acceptance and compassion towards yourself. Feel the warmth of it. Feel it energizing you, inspiring you to move your body more and move you towards your goals, whatever that might be for you. With this warm golden light penetrating throughout your body, feel the energy, feel the vibration, and visualize yourself engaging in a physical activity you enjoy, whatever that might be for you. What are you wearing? What are you doing? How do you feel? What do you see and hear? What environment are you in? Who are you surrounded by? Feel how good that makes you feel. Now take a moment to visualize yourself taking your next step towards your goal, moving forward towards your deepest desire. That next step, the one you know that you can follow through on. What's that step? What are you doing? Who do you need to be to take that step? What do you need to feel? Notice how your body feels lighter and more willing to move physically and also towards your goal. Silently repeat to yourself, I am ready to move with energy and ease. I embrace my thoughts and feelings, and they inspire me to stay active and moving forward. I am ready to move with energy and ease. I embrace my thoughts and feelings, and they inspire me to stay active and moving forward. As a reminder, normalizing your thoughts and feelings, you create a more compassionate and understanding inner world, allowing yourself to navigate life's circumstances and challenges with greater ease, resilience, and intention. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself for noticing your thoughts and feelings and for accepting them as they are. And remind yourself and say, I am proud of myself for how far I've come. I am proud of myself for how far I've come. As we wrap up bring your attention back to the present moment and the space that holds you. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your shoulders back, have a stretch, open your eyes if they were closed, and take a deep, nourishing breath here. Know that you can return to this practice whenever you want to notice and normalize your thoughts and feelings, to reset your state of mind, to help you move forward. By simply checking in and normalizing, whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply quiet reflection, or a combination of them all. Prioritize the sacred connection between your mind, body, and movement. Thank you for joining me in this guided meditation. May you move with intention and find energy from normalizing your thoughts and feelings. Until next week, where we'll be diving into empowering thoughts for more movement, keep shining your light and may you always live your true self. Namaste. Thank you for listening to another episode of Live Your True Self podcast. I would be super grateful if you would be kind enough to leave me a 5-star rating and review in Apple Podcasts. I really appreciate you, and this simple act helps me reach and impact more women on a path of self-discovery and helping them live their true self. Thank you.